Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to GG Press, the Italian Foreign Ministry spokesperson announced on July 7 that senior government officials from Israel and Lebanon will hold direct talks in Rome on July 15 and 16. The upcoming meeting, which will be held at the ambassadorial level, aims to discuss concrete measures to ease tensions between the two nations. In June, Israel and Lebanon, along with the United States acting as a mediator, signed a landmark framework agreement directed toward achieving peace. The upcoming Roman bilateral talks are seen as a follow-up to discuss implementation. Italian Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani welcomed the decision to host the talks in Italy on social media platform X, formerly Twitter. He expressed that Italy has consistently conveyed its willingness to support dialogue between the Lebanese and Israeli governments to promote regional peace. NHK reports that Hungary's public television station has temporarily suspended its news broadcasts as part of a major media overhaul under the new government. On Tuesday, the station broadcast a black screen with a message stating that public media must not lie, accompanied by an apology for doing so for many years. The statement added that the country's public media is undergoing a transformation to ensure it remains independent and credible. The suspension is part of a reform campaign led by Prime Minister Peter Magyar, who assumed office in May. Magyar had previously pledged to halt news broadcasts from media organizations that closely followed the government line under former Prime Minister Viktor Orban, whose administration was heavily criticized for putting pressure on independent media outlets. In a social media post, Magyar hailed the move as a historic event marking the end of propaganda on public service media, while also revealing that public radio broadcasts had been halted. The public's reaction in the capital, Budapest, has been largely positive, with residents welcoming the end of one-sided, biased reporting. According to Al Jazeera, international oil prices have surged as renewed hostilities between the United States and Iran threaten to disrupt global energy markets. Brent crude, the global benchmark, rose by as much as 3%, climbing above $76 a barrel. This sharp increase reverses a recent downward trend that had seen prices return to pre-war levels. The market reaction followed military strikes launched by the United States against Iran, alongside the U.S. Treasury Department's decision to revoke a temporary sanctions waiver on Iranian oil. The escalation was triggered by attacks on 3 commercial vessels in the strategic Strait of Hormuz, which U.S., Qatari, and Saudi officials blamed on Tehran. In response, Iran's deputy foreign minister described the revocation of the waiver as a blatant violation of their bilateral memorandum of understanding and warned of decisive actions. Market analysts warn that crude prices are likely to remain elevated as geopolitical tensions persist, with concerns growing over prolonged disruption to shipping routes through the critical waterway. According to GG Press, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, RBNZ, decided unanimously at its Monetary Policy Committee meeting on the 8th to raise its policy interest rate by 0.25 percentage points to 2.50%. This decision marks the country's first interest rate hike in 3 years and 2 months. The central bank projected that inflation would persist over the medium term. To curb rising prices, the RBNZ determined that it is appropriate to reduce monetary easing. According to RNZ, Mayor Aubrey Hokog has reported that more than 50% of the structures on Rota in the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands sustained damage following the passage of Super Typhoon Bavi. The storm destroyed homes, government facilities, and critical infrastructure, including roofs installed under recent relief programs. While no fatalities have been confirmed, at least 2 non-fatal injuries have been reported. The island's immediate recovery priority is the restoration of water services, with crews rationing supplies while working to repair damages at the local chlorine station. Power restoration is expected to be a much longer process, with officials estimating it could take 2 to 3 months before electricity returns to the island. Mayor Hokog expressed the need for stronger collaboration between local leadership, the CNMI government, and federal partners to improve future resilience. As the region prepares for an active typhoon season ahead, she has urged residents to maintain unity and patience as the community begins the difficult process of rebuilding day by day. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.